Hi everybody, it's Barbie from Nellie and Ruth Designs, and if I can get through this video today without all my bells and whistles going off, I'll be amazed. I got a new phone the other day. I bought an Android, and it took me a while to get it set up. It took me a while to get my lights set up today. My dog is in here with me. She wants to go outside. It's a hectic day, so I really need to do something fun. So just bear with me today. But thanks for joining in. Thanks for watching. It should be a quick little video. And today I've got my large journal back out that I've been working in. And I just love this. This is the one that I bought at Tuesday morning a few weeks back. And I've been having an awful lot of fun creating these pages, journaling in them. And I just purchased a download. Let me see if it's here. And I can tell. And I'll share it with everyone in my video. And of course, no, I do not have the name on here. I do not want to get it wrong, but it will be under the description. But Jarf is just an amazing designer and creator. And I just went on Etsy the other day and purchased 2 of her kits, digital kits, and I just love them. I just finished these 2 pages, actually journaling in them today. And I'm ready to start a new page. Last week, I had mentioned to you in a previous video, I had attended a couple wakes. And one of them was for my dear friend's mother, Joyce. And she was in her 90s. And she lived in our neighborhood for many, many, many years. My parents, I believe, they were the first ones to build their home in our neighborhood. And then as time went on, new houses kept popping up. So I had met my girlfriend Jill when we were 3 years old. So 57 years later, her mom passed away. And I wanted to do a small little memorial page about Joyce. So because I do, she was such a wonderful woman, and she was full of life, full of color. I already pre-pulled some items. I don't know where I'm going to go with this, but I thought it would just be fun to start somewhere. So this pattern reminds me an awful lot of Joyce. The colors she would wear. She loved shift dresses. She always had a shift dress on. If she wasn't in a shift dress, she was in her bathing suit. She was a great sun worshiper. She always wore a kerchief or a small headband in her hair. This reminded me an awful lot of her hairstyle when I was growing up. So I pulled this pattern, and I wanted to put the memorial paper that they had at her service in here, but I didn't want to. I could just put it on here and put some glue on the back of it. Whoops. Put some glue on the back of it and stick it here so you would be able to open up and close it. And I just thought over time it may wear out. And also I did not want, as we close pages, I did not want it to be ripped. So I plan on making a little pocket here and to put her memorial page into. And I pulled some washi tapes that reminded me of colors of her, again, to go with the pages. So let's just start. And I hear my house phone ringing and ringing and ringing. And it's probably my husband trying to get through to me. He hasn't had a very good day. He had to go to the AT&T store. I'm going to set this across here. Like I said, I do not know where I'm going to go with this. I have 2 blank pages, and I'm just going to start. So let's just play. Like I said, he had to go to the AT&T store today, and he was there standing in line with his assistant for at least an hour, over an hour. And he is a very busy person. Let me get this out of the way for a minute. And he does not like to wait around because he has things to do. Now, when you print these out, they will go, this is a 8.5 by 11. And I did it in full frame, but I do not want the edges to be straight. So I'm using my ripper here. And let's see here. So I do know that I want to put this on this side. And I think I mentioned before, these pages are perforated here. You can, it's an artist sketchbook. You can actually tear them out. So I like to bring my paper over to seal that, seal there. And excuse if there's any shadows in the video today, please excuse them, because my son wanted me to get these lights for better lighting. And then I talked to him about the shadows, and he's like, well, Mom, it's hard light. You need soft light. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me that when I bought these? He says, well, I didn't think the shadows bothered you. So I can never figure it out. All right. I'd really like this to show, so I'm going to possibly move that over here. Let me see what else I have here. This I printed out, but I don't think it's as bright and cheery as Joyce was, so I might be able to incorporate that in a section. So I think I'm going to use this on this side. So let's get this ripped and torn on here. Let's see. And see, this is just the kind of day I'm having. So let's move this over here, and let's use my glass mat. I don't know why, all of a sudden I'm frazzled. I do know why, because my poor dogs, and I am not having the best of luck today. We got a snowstorm here, and my girls are used to going out and running every day. Bella is actually laying by the door looking so forlorn, wanting to go out of my room here. And I have not taken them out because the snow that we got was so heavy and so wet that I know their fur, being doodles, they would have been one giant snowball. And I woke up with another migraine the other day, and that was the day that I really should have taken them out. However, with them being one giant snowball, I knew I would have had to come in and put them in the shower and give them a bath, just to hose off the snow. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to take the time. So they have not, they're big dogs and they like to run. They have not had a chance to run. And they're bored. They are bored to tears. All right, I think this would be good here. I guess I can do 2 and 2 here. All right. All right. I think this side I will put all of Joyce's. I have a lovely prayer card here also that I would like to include. I'll figure that out. So I'm not going to do really anything to this pattern except I'm going to cut this off at the top, or maybe I'll just tuck it inside. I'll tuck this inside. And I'm still not crazy about this. I want this flower to show. So I'm going to, and remember, it's just paper. And the thing that I really like about these, and I just did this on regular copy paper just to keep my book from getting too heavy with stock. The thing that I like is that you can just print out another one if it doesn't work out to your fancy. All right, that's better. Okay, so I am going to distress. I have some tea dye. Let me see. I think I'm going to use my brown. I'm going to use my walnut stain. All right. And as I look out my window, it is snowing like crazy again. I just don't know about taking out these two silly girls. All right. All right, so now I have this space and this space. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to add a bit of tape first. I'm going to get some scrap here. And I think I'm just going to add a little bit of scrap. I have a little bin here, and I keep all of my scraps that I've used from previous pages. So I think I'm just going to go through this and pick out a few scraps that will go with this. I have a few vintage pieces. All right, let's see. All right. So I know this is going to be placed here. And I don't like that. I want to do something along this line. And you just have to play to figure it out. see here. And I don't want that. Because the paper is yellow, there is going to be a little bit sticking up. So this is why I'm thinking about bringing in a little bit of yellow on this side of the page. Okay. And we can put a little bit up here. And then there's that phone again. Okay. And let's see here. I also want to put in here, this is another Monday. I need to put my date. I need to put the day and the date. So I have my Monday sticker. And I'm going to pick Joy because Joyce was full of joy. Okay, and I think that was like interruption number 4 today. I just don't seem to have much luck today. So if I was interrupted before because my phone rang, I also need to put the date Monday on here. That was the day of the service. And I'm going to add the word joy because Joyce was full of joy. So let's set this aside. This is pretty much how I want to have it laid out. And again, you can go as you know, you can put a lot on your page, or you can just, you know, you can focus in on the graphics. You could focus in, I like to focus in on my journaling. Because to me, that's the most important part, is what you have to write and the message that you want to send and remember. And so, and there goes a book. You ever have one of those days? I feel like my whole week has been like this, and I don't know why. It's just one of those days, one of those weeks. Okay, so we're going to put this here. Let's get this. And as you can see with these older, this came from a very old school book, an arithmetic school book. That's the other thing that I didn't know about Joyce when I went to her memorial service. She started school when she was 4 years old. She lived in a very small town, and she taught herself. She was a wonderful pianist, and all her entire life she played the piano. And as she got older, she was in what they called a fun band, and she played the piano. Her husband sang. He joined in. They entertained. But Joyce played the piano by ear, from ear. She didn't read music. She could play anything. And I found out she taught herself how to play the piano when she was 3 years old. Very talented woman. She had a few jobs here and there, but we just remembered her as being another one of the moms in the neighborhood that just took care of everybody. It's not like it is today. When I was growing up, back in the 60s and 70s, our neighborhood, you could go anywhere. You could go to anyone's home. You knew where to go in their house and where not to go, but you were welcomed in everybody's home. You could just go and walk in. And it was never a problem. Never, never, ever a problem. All right. Now, oh, I have to find my, okay, I found it. I needed my little block. But yeah, we could go in anyone's home at any time of the day, early morning, whatever. I mean, we knew not to, I'm going to use a blue, or maybe let's see what I have for blue. 9 a.m. was the time that we knew we could go into somebody's house or knock on their door. You didn't call back then. You just ran next door to see if they were up yet, see if they could come out and play. And that's not going to be dark enough. An old envelope here, let's see. Nope, that's no good. All right, let's see here. Let's grab one of these. Aged mahogany. Let's see what color goes best. All right, there's that. Let's try the Victorian velvet. That might be a little too. Oh, I think that goes best with that one there. So let's get our joy right up here in this area. There we go. I'm not a big fan of these, I call them the rubber stamps, but I don't mind the way they don't absorb the ink like a traditional rubber stamp does, but it's okay. Let's slip Joyce's, let's slip her little program in there. And I think I'm even going to dress up her program a little bit. I'm going to add this because she was always smiling. So I'm going to add, turn that off. I'm going to add this right to the top. And I'm going to clip this right where it starts to say, love your smile again. But I'm going to clip it right where it says, love you. I think that'll be really cute. If I can get it here without ripping the program. Right there where it says love you. So it says, your smile, you are so sweet, love you. And you know what? I'm going to just put this right at the bottom also. Let's put this right at the bottom. Because I got up and spoke. I usually don't. I do not like speaking in front of strangers. However, there we go. I had to get up and just thank her for everything that she had to offer. Look at how cute that is. Everything that she did for me, everything that she had to offer when I was little, taking care of me. She was a wonderful, wonderful lady. And her daughter and I still get together once a month. I'm going to use my Yoo-hoo on the back of this because I really want it to stick nicely to the page. But her daughter Jill and I still get together once a month, faithfully. We have coffee. There's certain places we go in the summer. There's certain places that we go in the fall. Certain places we go in the winter. But we get together and just catch up. And she's just a dear friend. And only a few times have we done things as a couple. I love her husband to death. And he enjoys my husband, but we never ever do anything together. So Jill and I have been fast friends and best buds. Isn't it funny how you can have a best friend but you really don't. They might only be in your life once a month. Or okay, so that's adhered really nicely on there. And I like that page. I think that is just adorable. Okay, so this I'm going to leave. I'm just going to leave this. I'm going to find a little something right here. I think what I'll do is I will see if I can put a little sticker here. And I'm going to put Joyce's birth date on that at some point. So let me close up my glue for a minute. All right, let's finish this page over here. So I think I will put my Monday. I will put my Monday down here. Or actually, I think I will put it, no, I've got Joy up there. I think I might even put my Monday right here. Now, because I want to journal on this page, I should get my journal paper down first. And I saw a really cool technique last week, and I'm going to try it because I'm a stickler for writing on lines. So I saw where you take your ink, and this is corrugated paper. You can see it there. See all the lines? And if you take we'll try it here on this. You put your ink on your corrugated paper. Then you take your paper, and I'm using this because this plain paper, because it pretty much goes with this here, it blends in. And you put this on here like this. And I hope I'm not jiggling the camera too badly while I do this. You come out with some antique lines. And I do like the way this comes out. I think that'll look nice up against there. So I'm just going to tear this myself. And don't throw these little extra pieces away. Put them right in your pile, and you can use them for something else. And then if you continue to distress this just a little bit, it looks like a little piece of old parchment paper. And then I have a nice journaling spot right here, which will be lovely. And then I have my lines. I have my lines to write on, but they're not that bold and in your face. Actually, I may move that. I got to figure out where I'm going to put my Monday. And maybe I'll put my Monday. I can put my Monday right here. So let me get my... Let's see here. Just finding my... I have my letters for my date. And I have my longer bar for my Monday. And yes, I do stupid things at times. I try to... And this I like. This one I really... If you haven't bought a acrylic pad for your stamps yet, try to get one with the lines on it, because that way when you do have a word, you can line it up straight. So I'm going to use, because I thought it came out really nice before, I'm going to use the... All right, ladies, what did I use? I didn't use fired brick. Let's see if it was the Victorian velvet. I think it might have been the Victorian velvet. But just to make sure, let's try it on the envelope. And yes, it was. Okay, so we are going to get Monday. Stamped right on this here. And seeing that I have little lines, I can line it right up. There we go. Monday. And then I'm going to need, and I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to need the date. So this was on, what day was this on? I have to look at my calendar to see when her memorial service was. It was the day after we got back from Maine. So that was November, because I do not want to put the wrong date on. November 11th. I should have remembered that. Veterans Day. So all we need is our one. Now, the other thing I'm going to show you is when you have stamps like this, sometimes it's not easy to match them and line them up. So this is Stamp-A-Ma-Jig, and it came from Stampin' Up, and I've had this a long, long time. And it comes with a little piece of plastic, and what you do is you take your plastic and you see how you just slide this right up against here. But when you do it on your paper, this little guideline here stops it from going any further. So, need my red. And you take your block and you put it right up against that. See how I'm doing that? And then the 1 comes out on here. All right. So now when it comes time, and I'm going to do this before I put my paper down. So let's put it here. And actually, I like this also. So I'm going to take this washi. I'm going to put this on the bottom. Go all the way across it with it. All right. And I'm going to put the date and it's going to be interesting because it's going to be all 1s. So I do not know, I do not believe, yeah, I do not have a month. All right, so we're going to be a little creative here. So after you get it on here, you're going to put, and I probably should put this down first, but okay, so you're going to put your plastic piece right there. Then you bring up this to meet the plastic, pull the plastic away, put your 1 in, then you're going to line it up again. That way you can get your numbers as close or as far away as you want. So here's for the second one. See that? And then, so it's 11, 11. And I just like to use my pen. $11. And you take your, and you line it up again and put your small little tool there. Stamp. And I will take this and 11. There. All right. Okay, so let's get this inked up because I did do the other one. And yes, my desk is getting to be a disaster. But I think that's half the part of and every artist's dilemma. Whether if you're a pencil artist, you're going to have lead all over the place. If you're a chalk artist, you blend with your fingers. There's chalk all over. I think the messier you are, the more accomplished you feel. At least I do. I say, oh my gosh, look at the mess I made today. My God, I was busy. So, when I get done with this, I'll take my gals out and let them play. It actually looks like it's a fine, it's supposed to start raining here. Looks like a fine mist of rain, so I'll be going out with my umbrella. Yes, okay. I had to look at this because I had to see which was up and which was down. But you know what? I had to look at the caterpillars and the buds. And the buds on the flowers. Okay. So this goes down. I've been watching so many creative gals out there. I've subscribed to some, and then of course, you know, on the YouTube, they actually recommend some. And this one gal, oh my gosh, she makes the best ephemera using envelopes. So I have to try some of her fabulous ideas too. Okay, so remember, we put the 11 down. So we want to, I'm going to raise this up a little bit. It doesn't have to be there. So I'm anxious to work on envelopes. I still have my jackets here that I gave a tutorial on the other day. I have to start filling those with signatures and showing how to attach the signatures in there. But today I wanted to work on Joyce's page. Okay, so ladies, what did I say I was gonna, I've got the date, I've got my place to journal. Oh, I wanted to put her card over here with her poem. So what I'm going to do, again, because I don't care about the other side, I'm going to rip and tear this a little bit just so it matches. And I just have to be careful not to tear her words. And Joyce was buried. Her memorial service and her wake was the exact same days of my dad when my dad passed away. So I told my girlfriend, I said, you just watch. My parents are probably right there waiting to greet her with all the other neighbors. The neighbors were very close in our neighborhood. And I'm going to put Joyce's, actually, I'm going to put it right up here. That'll be lovely. Actually, I'll put it here so we see that. So we see that flower. But I think it was just too much of a coincidence that her wake was on my mother's birthday, just like my father's was, and her memorial service was on the day my dad was buried, Veterans Day. All right, Joyce, there you go, doll. And I think what I will do is I'd like to put something right here. Something right there to tie some more, maybe tie in a little bit of yellow. And then maybe not. Just to add, let's see. Just to add a little something to look like I holding this down. There. There. All right. So we have 2 pages, 2, I think, very lovely memorial pages for Joyce. I can write my memories here, my fondest memories of her. Thank her again for being a second, third mom to me in the neighborhood. And just appreciating who she was, and never forgetting her. Never forgetting her. So thank you, ladies, for joining in. And I hope that, you can always make sorrow into a joy. Let's not, ever forget the people that have passed and have moved on. Create a really nice memorial page for someone that was special to you and touched your heart. So until next time, remember to tell those people around you how much you love them, and give everyone a big hug and kiss. And I'll see you in my next video. And I can't wait to see what I'll come up with and that we'll create together. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.